What's happening? Yeah, what's happening? What's that? That's it, you got it.
What is up, everybody? My name is Dane Thompson. Welcome back to another episode of What's Happening? Woo! All right. I am completely going to change that intro when I figure something out, but every time I sit down and do one of these, I'm like, I'm just going for it because I don't know. I don't even know why I started doing that. Anyways, enough sidetrack. Welcome back to another episode of What's Happened, and this is the weekly episode where I sit down, recap what I filmed, and then kind of catch you up to speed where we're at, and then kind of where we're going. It also allows me to answer questions and talk to you guys and kind of converse and just sit down one-on-one stuff instead of trying to work and answer questions because that's weird. I usually try to focus on what I do so I don't screw it up. So this is the time that I can just sit and say and talk about whatever I want. And speaking of which, I had one video this week. It was called, I don't even know what my video was called. Was it Ford 9-inch almost done? And it pretty much is exactly how it sounds. The thing is almost done. Not quite, but almost. I did put the car on the ground because I want to make myself feel better and then look like a hero on video. But the third member gears literally got finished today. I have my friend Cam over at Tune Up Masters helping me with that. So they set it up. The third member is good to go. So pretty much if I get that back, I can plug it in, put the brakes on, slide the axles in, and we are awesome on that. So pretty much we're still in the same predicament, but the gears, the third member is actually done. So I'm really not any further other than I could be further, but I'm not. If that makes any sense. So we're still in the same spot where the video left off. Oh, I'm confusing myself. So with that being said, I was like, man, I don't have that much stuff to talk about this week. I was gonna kind of skip this and be lazy, but then I sat down and I ordered a bunch of freaking parts for my car, so I figured I'd fill you guys in. I called up S&W Race Cars. I ordered a 10-point chromoly roll cage, and I looked around, looked at Rhodes, I looked at Austin's Chassis Works, mostly from like Summit Racing, and the price was kind of similar on those, but then the lead times I noticed were just way out. I forget which one it was. Rhodes was like November. They were gonna ship it or whatever. That's when it was 4 to 6 weeks, I think is what the lead time on it was. And I really don't want to wait 6 weeks because I know my car will be back together before then. And I'd like to kind of get stuff in front of me so we can cage it. I really want to cage it before we get back after it, because as soon as I start driving it, I'm not going to want to tear it back down and put safety in it, which is dumb to not have safety in a car that you're actually trying to make fast. As soon as I break whatever time it is, I think it's like a 7:25 at Irwindale, they're going to throw my dumb ass out because I don't have a cage. So I just would rather put it together, be done, because I really need to focus on the Malibu after this thing is running and quit kind of screwing with it. So we're trying to get all of it just hammered out, safety, everything, before we get back to it. So with that being said, I ordered that. I ordered all the hardware stuff for the netting, and then I ordered a flex plate. I ordered the gate for the shifter to make it a 2-speed instead of a 3-speed on the shifter that's in there. My good old, I think it's a B&M Pro Stick. And then a Powerglide locking dipstick tube, because that is in the rules for drag racing. So lots of little stuff, but necessities that I need are on their way. So I figured I'd fill you guys in on that. On some big news that I'm very excited about. It pretty much made my entire day. And I was like, I'm gonna make this whole video just so I can tell everybody. Tom's Turbo Garage gave me a shout out on his latest video.
Thank you also to all my favorite YouTube channels that I watch daily that keep me motivated and excited about everything going on in the world of cars. Thank you also to all my favorite YouTube channels that I watch daily to keep me motivated. And
he was scrolling credits of YouTube channels that he enjoys or his favorite YouTube channels. Some of his favorite YouTube channels, I think is what he said. I'll put it on the screen. But my channel was on there, and a big shout out and thank you to Tom. I've never really interacted with him. I watch his stuff. I found him through Sloppy Mechanics because Matt Happel is a fan of Tom's Turbo Garage, and every time an episode pops up, he's been posting it like on the public page. So that was how I ran across Tom's Turbo Garage, started following him, and I really enjoy his videos. They're much better production than the stuff you guys get to watch here, and he does a much more thorough job. Like he does a great job with the vehicles that he has. So namely, the latest episode he just finished up is a LS turbocharged Toyota Tacoma that looks like it rolled off the factory showroom floor in like the 90s, whatever year that truck is. It's old, but it looks brand new. It is killer, so just go check it out. Give it a look. Give Tom a follow and a subscribe. Not that he needs my help pushing his fan base, because his channel is much larger than mine, but I find that very cool that he just reached out and was like, hey, I like this guy's stuff, this guy. And there was a handful of them, and he put the name on the screen, but he still did it, and that is amazing. So thank you very much, Tom. I will continue following along like I do, and you made my day by throwing me up on your channel. And I found it because I got a new subscriber who was like, hey, I found you through Tom, and that was really cool. And I think that's obviously how YouTube is kind of supposed to work. So with that being said, because Tom made my day and everything was awesome, I also found today, which makes it even better, that my little buddy Cain has a channel. It's called California Cains, and he is my friend. It's Cain and his dad Fernando. If you guys watched when I did the G35 video when I had Hoonigan's car over here, I invited Cain over. I called him when I got that car, so when I finished it, he saw it before the guys from Hoonigan or anybody saw it. He's been a fan of mine since day one on this channel. I think he was probably one of my first fans, or my subscribers on here, one of my first real fans that followed all the stuff that I do. It keeps me going. It keeps you going when you find somebody that's that interested and they're passionate about the stuff that you're doing. It really takes this whole thing to a whole nother level. And I've said since day one, and I'll say it again, I told like everybody when I first started doing it, that as long as I know Cain's on the opposite end of this camera, somewhere watching it, whether he's trying to sneak it in at school or making his dad replay it or listen to my videos a million times, I'll keep doing this. If my subscriber count goes to 1, I know exactly who that subscriber is, and I'm good. So I'm gonna keep putting videos out whether or not you guys like it, because it just feels good to have a super fan of somebody like that. With that being said, you guys need to go check out his channel. Do me a favor and a solid. They've only got a few videos up. They're just getting started. But if you go give his channel a look and a subscribe and just see what they're working with, I will tell you what, I have a feeling that he is going to get a camera into a lot more spots and places than I could ever dream of, because he's already getting in with some of the guys that were at Hoonigan. I know he's been at Ryan's Fireball Camaro. I know that he's talked to all of Bodie and all the guys when they've come down before, and many, many more adventures. His dad is awesome. They go all over the place. He is as into cars as anybody can be. And yeah, go give him a follow. Check his videos out. Subscribe, support him, and encourage it, because it's really, that's what keeps us kind of motivated and going. Since we're on that topic, what I'd like to do is wrap this video up with a little encouragement for anybody that is looking to YouTube or wants to get into YouTube. I know I've talked to a handful of people, and it's funny because everybody kind of always want to bring it up. They're like, oh, I got a camera, I'm thinking of starting like a YouTube channel, kind of want to get into it. And here are my words of advice for anybody that wants to do this, is you just really have to enjoy doing it. So don't make the content for content's sake. Make it for something that you would enjoy doing. Like, don't go, oh, I need to film this so I have a video to put up. Well, if your heart's not in and you're just filming crap to put crap up, that's all it's going to come across on the screen. I'd also encourage you, if you want to start a YouTube, you don't need the latest and greatest camera tech. I have a GoPro. It's the Hero 7 Black, which is the nice one. And I actually downgraded to this from like I had multiple setups over the past couple years. I had expensive cameras. I had the point and shoot. I've had everything. I've used my cell phone. You know, as long as it's not like static in the background and like just wretched noise, people are going to put up with a so-so picture, because nobody really cares unless it's a photography channel. But if you're doing car stuff, we're all car guys. Most of us aren't tech guys. We really don't give a shit, honestly, when it comes to that. So say something, have a good story, put yourself out there. You're only going to get better too by making videos. You're not going to get better by wanting to make videos, or like, I don't know how to explain it, but you need to turn the camera around, which is weird, and you need to talk to it like a weirdo, and just get comfortable having a one-sided conversation, because really that's all that this really is. And then a week later, 4 days later, when I edit it and put it up, then I get to interact with people if they're willing to comment. But for the most part, it's kind of a one-sided conversation, and it's basically you just putting yourself out there. So you need to be able to do that and get comfortable doing it. Make as many as you can. You'll get more comfortable. You're going to get better. And you don't worry about a subscriber base, especially in the beginning. I heard somebody else say this, and I'm just stealing their words. This is basically you're practicing. When you don't have a fan base, you don't have a bunch of subscribers, it's practice. So when you're bad at practicing something, you really don't want people to watch you anyway, and you need to think of it like that. If you're learning how to play guitar, do you really need a stadium full of people to listen to you try to struggle with some chords and pluck some strings and it sounds like dog's ass? No. When you get to the point where you're like Eric Clapton and friggin', you know, Led Zeppelin and you're shredding, yeah, everybody needs to show up and they need to see that. But until you get to that level, just practice and it'll slowly grow. And if you're good, people are going to show up. And if you're not, you go back to rule one, which is you got to enjoy doing this. So if you don't enjoy doing it, you might as well not even start. And if you're worried about having a million subs, you might as well not even start, because that's not what this is about. This is about being on social media, being social with people, sharing, helping each other. There's got to be some sort of value. There has to be a reason people tune in. So whatever reason that is, I don't know. You got to find your own reason. Have at it. So that's it. And then last but not least, the more you do it and the bigger you get, and sometimes even when you're not big, like when I first started, I think my very first comment was somebody saying how crappy my channel was. And it was very disheartening because I put a lot of effort into it. But looking back, I could just laugh. And then even when the guy hit me with it, I kind of laughed because I knew what I signed up for. But sitting on this side of the fence, talking to you guys, encouraging anybody, it's going to happen. People show up. People just have nothing better to do, unfortunately. They're not busy starting their own YouTube channel. They're trying to crap on everybody that is. Or maybe they don't have the balls to, so it's easier just to talk crap and then they feel good about not having the balls to get on camera or whatever it is. But you're going to get knuckleheads. You're going to get shit talkers. You're going to get people. I would imagine at some point I'm going to get somebody that gets really under my skin. I've had people that have kind of got close where I kind of like, and then I start wanting to go keyboard warrior. But in reality, if you start engaging people that are that have that much time on their hands, you're not going to win. Because I don't have that much time to sit there and go back and forth, because they'll just keep hitting you and keep hitting you, because that's what they're looking for, is attention. Just like everybody else on YouTube, I guess. So yeah, there's that. You're going to have to deal with trolls, get your skin a little thick, and practice a lot. Put a bunch of videos up before you even really start pushing your channel. Have some content, have something to say, and sit there and watch it. When you edit the thing, don't edit it one time and then put it up. Edit it and then sit through it. And if you find a spot that sucks, cut it, fix it. Don't edit it one time and shoot it. It's gonna be crap. You need to edit it. And if you can't sit your own happy ass through it, don't ask or expect anybody else to sit through it, unless it's like your mom or something. And you're like, hey mom, watch this. And she's the only person that has to like wanna jab her ears with pencils and freaking poke her eye out with the fork. But hopefully your content's not that bad. Yeah, so words of encouragement. Thank you very much. Tom's Turbo Garage, killing it. I've got California Cain, new and up and coming. Other than that, I thank you all for watching. I'm gonna get this freaking rear end stuffed under the car. We got lots of stuff coming up, lots more work. Unfortunately, I wish I could say we've got a ton of racing, and I wish I was in here talking some smack, getting ready to run the car. But I'm getting ready to work on it and spend more money, and then come back here and talk about it, as we usually do. That's it. I'm boring myself. I'm out.